Marky Worthington Podcast all day.
All day.
Dream by night.
Don't buy me a drink. Just give me $10.
Oh, dude, you look sweet. Yeah, you got a big beard, dude.
Go down to the strip club with your floppy disk and turn it into a hard drive.
Yeah, right. Thrown out by Big Tony.
We're here to name names and make people feel more ashamed for shit that they're not proud of.
Me and my best friend, Marky Worthington.
Whatever it is.
Hey, welcome to the Marky Worthington Comedy Podcast. This is episode 116, filmed in a hotel room with Brett Blake and Nick Kappa. How you doing, boys?
Yes,
Very good.
And I don't want you to think we're hotel people as well. We're normally motel boys. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite nice.
This is really nice. Guys, the McCure and Belconnen. It's really good. I'm actually... You stay in these chain hotels, they're usually just like pretty faceless, but this one's nice.
I still prefer the motel because we can have the motorbike straight at the front. And the only thing that would piss me off last night was half an hour to figure out how to turn the light off behind the artwork. We're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, there's this painting that lights up, and we turned the lights off, and we're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
the painting's still alive.
Yeah,
it's got the ghost of Belconnen in it.
It's got the this used to be the Labour Club car park. So I'd say that there's some demons under this soil somewhere.
What's the fucking Labour Club? Is it obviously something to do with Parliament, like Labour?
No. So like, it's the Labour Club's basically like Belconnen's fucking like RSL sort of style club.
Because there's a fucking pub attached to this building. Do you know at the back there?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was so tempted to go.
Dude, they're open. I've said because I a bit of backstory. So you boys are in town for the for a gig at the Baso tonight. You guys did Fun Time Pony last night.
Yes.
The Canberra Comedy Club guys running that, and I actually am on the support for the Belco gig, like the Baso gig, and that's the reason I'm on that, or part of the reason I'm on that is because I do the open mic at the basement. I run a twice a month open mic there.
Oh, cool.
And the boys at the comedy club hit me up and said, "Hey, we're planning on doing a gig at that venue. Are you do you want to do a support?" So it all sort of come around.
Hell yeah.
Reason if I can tell you the backstory is I started running open mics there because I've been bartending at this bar we're about to perform at for 12 years.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
On the side.
Yeah.
Side job was like my first ever like big boy job, like fucking like I just worked at Woolies and shit, but it was my first time I went into a place and felt like an adult because I'm a fucking bartender now.
Yeah.
You can drink while you're working.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still do that at Woolworths, but you've got to be in the fridge at the back.
True. So I go in there like 18-year-old fucking emo kid, like no beard, just a big sweeping fucking fringe with blue black hair.
Sick.
Yeah, dude, the fucking
My
shit.
Chemical Romance.
That legit. Legit.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my father said to me. So anyway, I won't fucking curse you anymore singing, but so I started working there, and they have a 2 a.m. license.
All right.
So this bar next to this place, being a club, they have a 5 a.m. license.
Oh, fuck.
So
why did we do Dry July? Fucking
this
month?
fucking...
'Cause July makes sense.
The whole reason of this whole backstory is because this fucking club has got me out of so many troubles because the amount of cunts I've been able to say, there's a bar that's got a 5 a.m. license, 5-minute walk down the road, we can finally get everyone out, and then they're their problem. So,
dude.
fuck, like I said, there would be some demons in this fucking...
Some demons.
Yeah, from those 5 a.m. drinkers.
I just took a walk around, and I'm actually, like, out on the water there, it's kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
But, like, there is some high-quality inbreds here.
Yeah.
Like, there is some good meth. There was, like, a guy with hardly any teeth. I was, like, filming over a bridge or something, and he was just staring at me, and then he started talking to me in this low undertone, like, like that, like just coming on. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this place? This place has got some demons, man. It's good,
dude.
And there was so many people at the pub before at like 2 o'clock on a fucking Thursday.
Yeah, dude.
I was pretty impressed. I quite liked it. You know what I mean? I wish I was there, but unfortunately, Dry July.
Man, it's for a good cause. I get it.
I guess, yeah.
Well, there's another bar down the road called the Lighthouse, and they call it the Fight House. It's
it looked fucked. I went and looked at the Lighthouse.
It's just down there.
It looked crazy, dude.
It's where all your it's pretty much always fucking tradie thing in the afternoons. Like from lunchtime onwards, anything's fair game down there for people sitting around getting pissed. And we used to I used to work across the road. We used to always have our work functions there, and we just feel out of fucking place being a bunch of office people. Yeah. Just like with a bunch of tradies. I've seen some pretty loose shit there. I've got did you see when you went for a walk the skate park, dude?
Yeah, around that way.
Are you a skater, Brett?
No.
I remember
we tried, but we're no good at
that. That skate park, is that the Mecca?
Dude, that is where they do the Belco Bowl Jam every year, and Tony Hawk has skated that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was the craziest skate park.
Yeah.
But isn't there another one as well in...
There's one in
Perth
Woden.
Sorry, in Canberra.
Yeah.
That's fully made out of wood. Or something like that.
There's
it's
one
fully nuts.
There is one in fucking Woden that's also renowned. A bunch of people have been knocked up there.
Yeah.
And as in knocked up, as in fucked there, or as in like
fucked,
hurt themselves, or knocked up and kids.
No one.
Right.
Could
be like skateboarding and rooting down there.
No shit like this. Yeah, if like there's most people that grew up in Canberra have a story about. I didn't grow up in Canberra, but I listen to a lot of my mates that grew up here that all have a fucking story of a skate park here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the skate parks are next level.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to skateboard. We were like, this guy's like, yeah, you got to take a trip up to Canberra.
Fuck yeah.
There's the wildest park ever. Yeah, I think it's that Woden one. It's fully made out of wood and it's wild.
There's one in the city that's kind of just like a fucking Darrow one, but it's all I knew it wasn't that one because it's like concrete as fuck. It's like, it looks like one that you would invent in Tony Hawk Pro Skater just to like fuck up your character as make it as funny as possible. It's just like all guardrails at mouth height, like shit like that.
Yeah, you got no teeth by the end of it.
Which fucking leads me to the next part. It's just hanging on, just like me. So the fucking the next part, talking of fucking skate parks, reminds me of fucking like stuntman daredevils, dude. One fucking reoccurring thing that keeps coming up in all the podcasts you've been in, Brett, is this documentary, The Devil at Your Heels.
Yeah. Nick actually got me onto The Devil at Your Heels. Was it you that got me onto that?
Oh,
or
no.
did I get you onto it?
No, I don't think I've watched it.
Oh, so
no, we have, because we talked about it on Flat Sticks. So it's that guy. It's Kenny Powers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Did you get me onto that, or I get you on that?
Yeah. No. That was the podcast of it, right?
Yeah, we listened to the podcast of it, and then I watched the film, because there was this fucking podcast. We drove to, like, was it Adelaide or some shit one year, and we're putting on these random podcasts, and this guy does all this research one, like that.
Heavyweight.
It's
like probably, I reckon it's nearly the best podcast ever made.
Okay.
It's like... Yeah, he takes a weight off his shoulders.
Fuck yeah.
So if someone's got a weight on their shoulders, he'll help them take the weight off it.
Fuck yeah, that's a great...
It's really
crazy.
well, and he does so much resureach, and it's fucking over the top.
It's
great.
Yeah.
But he did this great one on this guy.
Yeah.
And then, I just got obsessed with this documentary. Then I found the documentary on it, watched that, and then he tried to jump for fucking Lincoln Continental.
Dude, all I have to help explain it, after the gig last night at Funtime Pony, I went home and watched the doco. I watched it last night just so that I could maybe relate to it today. Dude, it is so fucking good. And the best part about it is it's like proper 80s shit. And it just reminds me of like... Because you look at the cars in it. And you're like, man, their cars... Like, that's the sort of... You used to seeing those cars in car shows now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wait, no, they're just using those because in the 80s they were scrappers.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same. Like, Richard Rawlins is doing the same cars, but only now, and they're antiques. Whereas they're just like, all right, let's punch the fucking glass out of this thing. Like, let's smash this stuff up.
If you watch the documentary, it's so funny because they got like a fucking rocket engine on Lincoln, which is so fucking heavy anyway. It doesn't make any sense. And then, like... Even if Evil Knievel rocks up to a jump and goes, this is fucking impossible and dumb, that's not him going like, hey, dude. Go for it. That's him actually, because like even though stuntmen seem like they're loose and they're crazy, they calculate shit. They're not fucking dumb.
Exactly.
Everything's calculated, wind, all this shit. And he's like, nah, man, it's impossible. And he was like, you know what? I reckon I can do it. But then the main guy, you've got to watch it, the documentary. Anyway, someone pulls out, someone replaces him. It's fucking insane. I love it.
It's wild. Yeah, it's a great... So, for those... Because I did a little bit of legwork to try and get it. So, that to save anyone the hassle, Filmsy is a free app that has it on there. It's
yeah.
like Netflix, but budget as fuck.
Yeah, right.
You can even watch it in guest mode. You don't even have to give them an email address. So I went on
think
there.
It's on YouTube as well. For free.
Yeah,
I've watched
it must be. But
I might check out Filmsy because there's a couple of movies I can't find.
dude, it's a fucking good thing about all these. I found on that note, I fucking found a bunch of comedians on Tubi. It's like a free fucking streaming app, and I just literally typed in comedy, and we're just watching all these random specials that people just like put on there because it's like a free streaming app. It reminds me of when Netflix first came out, and there was just random shit on there.
Yeah, because your special, which I messaged you about on Amazon Prime, your latest special's on there, and I'm like, do you even know it's on there? Like, how does that even work?
Milan got it on there, but
Right.
I don't know how, and I don't know if I'm getting paid. But I probably need to get paid. But I think we talked about this. I think Amazon, there's two doors.
Yeah.
You know when you look on Amazon Prime, they're like, this is an Amazon Prime thing.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
bought this.
Yeah.
And then there's other things where you're like, watch a documentary on fucking aardvarks done on a phone.
True.
I think that's the second door.
Yeah,
'Cause
true.
I don't know what.
I was looking at stand-up
You went through
comedy.
the aardvark door.
Yeah.
Well, I always go through the aardvark.
yeah.
But I was looking up stand-up comedy specials. Like, oh fuck, who's on here?
Yeah.
And I was like, McGinley's is on here. And then I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And I was like, because he filmed his like fucking 8 years ago. But I was
Yeah.
like, maybe they bought it off him. And I was like, I kept scrolling, and I found your Pork Palace, and I was like, what the fuck? Have Amazon just been buying up all this shit? And you're like, nah, man, I don't get any cash for it.
Also, I found out of my special, someone put it on, what is it, like 123 movies or something
Oh, really?
for download, the free download thing.
Yeah.
Someone must have
Fuck.
downloaded it and put it on to the
freebies.
to the freebies thing. Yeah, someone did that.
Fuck.
It's like,
Dude,
it's already free on YouTube.
So many people message me and they're like, dude, your thing's on fucking, you
Yeah,
know, what is it, the
uTorrent.
Pirate Bay or whatever. Yeah.
It's free on YouTube. Just let me have the clips.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Dude,
Fuck,
it's a bit like I was fucking gassing up Dane Simpson's special, and I was saying like you should check it out, and it was off Paramount Plus, or like that must have expired, like the contract or
you got a
whatever.
year with them,
Yeah, and I fucking was pushing it to like my buddies and stuff that like you know we'd go to gigs and stuff, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this, like because they're asking more Australian comedians that they can follow, like you get people. Actually, Dane did one of my early, I think it was like episode 16 or something. He met me in the green room at the basement after he did a gig here the night before for the comedy club guys. He met me on like a fucking Saturday morning after a Friday night gig.
He would have been.
Was hungover as fuck,
yeah.
and he said like, he's like, yeah, I fucking... But it was the night after. I don't know if you guys have heard him tell this story on stage, but he left his didgeridoo at Macca's. He was so pissed the night before.
That is so funny.
So he had to go in the next day and ask like if anyone's seen his didgeridoo because he thought he left it there. And this was the morning after that happened. So he'd just come from...
Dane's one of our best mates.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we're doing Wagga Wagga.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he's not there.
I'm so glad he's not there.
Because it's dry July, and if anyone can bend my arm, it's him.
Yeah.
And I think last time we did it was fucking the similar time, and he just bought us 2 gold tickets, and we got fucking annihilated, and it ruined me for like 3 days afterwards.
Fuck,
But it's
dude.
always the best time when you're with
Yeah.
his dad. So
Dude, it's the... I went and did the Riverina Comedy Club or whatever when it was at Tilly's, I think. Not before Tilly's. It was at a place called The Q, I think.
Yeah.
And fuck, man, Dane was away that weekend as well. And I went there, but his dad was at the show. And fuck, just drinking with his old man after was enough. Like if I had to take myself, like I had to be like, dude, I gotta fucking go. It's like getting late. If I stay here and drink with you, it's gonna get fucking messy. So I needed to go the next morning. I'm like, I need to fucking call it because otherwise I'm gonna get. I could just see myself getting fucking lit.
There's so
It'd
much
be like,
fun though. Like they're always singing and dancing.
Yeah.
His dad took over the band. Like he just jumped on with the band because they loved him and started singing. And I was just like,
he
this
opened
is a good
at the
night.
start of the night. He's fucking been a larrikin. Yeah, and
loves it.
it would have been my fucking Wake in Fright fucking story. Only Wagga instead of. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Old Aussie film, fucking sketchy as fuck, dude.
it's good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
they
great.
nearly
Wake in
lost.
Fright.
Yeah, they nearly
Oh,
lost
it's a
it.
classic, yeah.
So it was nearly. Did you know that film was nearly completely like because it was on film?
Yeah.
The original film got thrown out, and it was one of those movies that nearly just like didn't exist anymore because there was no other copies of it. And someone found the reels at a tip and was like, oh, this might be worth something, and fucking found out it was the original reels from the movie, and that they've digitalized it now. It's on fucking Stan and shit.
Dude, if I found that, I'd fucking be like, give me $1 million.
Yeah.
Man, there's this science fiction movie. It's kind of good. It's pretty good, except for some special effects, but you can tell it had the potential to be really awesome. Event Horizon. It's got Sam Neill in it.
Yeah.
And it's like a really fucked up movie. But they were like, well, this is going to be rubbish. And then the guy, he had a big argument with the production company.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I want to make a director's cut. And they're like, no, fuck you. This fucking sucks. Like, your movie sucks. It's lost all this money. And so he just got rid of any excess footage. And then, of course, now it's a DVD cult classic. So everyone's on the search for the Event Horizon lost footage. Because people just want more. Like, it's actually a really
more
good
of it.
movie.
Fuck, so people are like, so there's everything on the cutting room floor,
you just fucking
and they're like,
cut
we want to try and find these extra
Yeah,
scenes.
they're not going to find it, yeah.
Well,
It's just in the bin.
It kind of... So, another site to see in Canberra, have you ever seen the National Film and Archive Centre?
Man, I was thinking about, like, seeing it today, but I saw it on a school excursion when I was a kid, but I didn't know... Like, is it good as an adult?
Was it the Film and Archive when you were a kid?
Yeah, it was the film, something like archive.
Yeah, okay, so it's got a crazy story. There's a Canberra guy called Tim the Yowie Man.
Yeah, right.
And he does ghost tours there, and it's got a fucking mad...
Wait, are they like sanctioned, or he just fucking rocks up and does it?
No,
Like,
they...
the Yowie Man
They're,
does his own thing.
they're actually sanctioned, but
Really?
yeah, because they get one of the people that works at the Film and Archive to walk with him and open all the doors with a swipe card so he can do... But he knows the whole building, everything about it, because it used to be the Museum of Natural History, and it was owned by this guy that had all these like fucking like animal skeletons and shit in there on display. And the main attraction, it stopped being that in the 80s, but he built that building in the early 1900s, and the guys that built it had to go and fight in World War One. Like, that's how, when they built it.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the excavator drivers, well, however they fucking did it, one of the guys that dug the foundations for it was one of the dudes that, because all the construction dudes went into like the Air Force and started operating planes.
Yeah.
He shot down the Red Baron, like a
really?
Canberra guy.
Fuck.
Yeah, but he...
A bloke from Canberra.
Yeah, just
Shot
fucking...
the Red Baron down.
Yeah, there you go. He was digging the
that's
fucking
funny.
foundation for the Film and Archive and then just shot down the Red Baron.
I don't know why
dude.
that makes me laugh. So
It's
Yeah,
so
why are you
fucking-
interviewing us for this podcast? You should just have your own podcast of this shit.
we don't
This
have
is-
any great stories
this
like
is
that.
great,
That's why
dude.
No, it's fucked because, like, I actually get a good opportunity to have good guests and I just fill the fucking time with random shit that I could be doing by myself. But, I don't know. I guess it's just cool to tell you shit from Canberra, but yeah. And it's believed to be haunted because they had a whole bunch of like World War One remains, like bodies and shit, sent there to do experiments on after the war, like amputated limbs and stuff for science. So
Canberra's got a dark side.
it's got the dark side, yeah, and so there's a bit of history there. But the good thing is, the start of the tour, they give you a bit of a run through on some of the film and stuff that's there, and they have a copy of the first ever film made, which was the Ned Kelly film, is an Aussie film about Ned Kelly, and much like Wake in Fright, it was lost as well, but they found some of the film in it at the tip as well, and had a whole fucking scene that was missing that they recovered, and it was the first ever film made.
Who is this? It's like my mum's fucking there. You know, you haven't used this film in ages. Go on to the fucking thing, you know what I mean?
I want to go on a.
Throwing shit out.
I want to get high or something and do like a Ned Kelly fucking, go through, because there's that first one, the first film that was made.
I saw that
And
art house one that was only maybe like 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. It had
fucking
potential.
hated it.
It had potential, but I felt like it was
shit.
kind of weird. That was based on that book, the true history of the Kelly gang. That
There was
guy.
I loved it to a point, and then I started hating it.
Yeah, I don't know.
can't remember.
Yeah,
Well,
some stuff is, but yeah, but there's another one apparently.
Yeah.
With fucking what's his name? The guy from the Rolling Stones, the
Mick
singer,
Jagger.
Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger's Ned Kelly.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Ned Kelly's been all sexy with his fucking lips
Dude,
and shit.
I've got to see it. I wanna see it.
Also, Mick Jagger, when they started the Stones, was like 50. So what is he, like 70 when he's playing Ned Kelly, who's 20?
Oh, man.
The hardest part was when they gave him the musket. He was trying to snort the powder.
Yeah. One for you, one for me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was one of those, like, I went to Old Melbourne Jail, and they're like, oh, here's Ned Kelly's cell.
I fucking love Old Melbourne Jail.
Yeah.
I was only there a month ago. I probably went on tour there like 3 times. I love the history. Like, you know, the youngest person to be there was 2.
Whoa, shit.
Because it was illegal back in the day to be walking around the streets of Melbourne because it was like a colony or some shit. So if you didn't have a place of residence, so the toddler's mum got thrown in jail. The toddler was just left on its own, and then they found the toddler like 2 days later, and then arrested the toddler because it had no place of home. And then so the youngest person to go to jail, Melbourne jail, was 2 years old.
Fuck.
Jesus
insane.
Christ.
Well, there's a Ned Kelly story there. They fucking, when they went to extend and they dug up, because all the people that were hung at Old Melbourne Jail were just buried out the back.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, so what happened was they had to go, oh, we need to, they were going to extend the uni or whatever near there. So they're like, we need to like excavate this land, but we know that there's old convicts buried here. So we need you to all come through and get all the skeletons out first. And the excavator driver got Ned Kelly's skull and put it in his excavator, like hid it. And they were meant to bury all of the remains at Pentridge instead, but he kept the skull and then sold it on the black market, and they've never been able to find it again. Ned Kelly's skull is out on the black market somewhere.
Well, I didn't realise that. That's fucking cool.
Yeah,
So the excavator driver shoots down the Red Baron, and another one.
Man, I gotta get into excavating. These guys are the fucking real bad
these
boys
guys
out
are
there.
bad boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, fuck. That's I'm going on a mad tangent, but there's a little bit of history.
No,
for
but
you.
that's good, man. We'd like to know, because there's this. You know, you're the right guy here, and this is awesome. Canberra does have like a burgeoning metal scene, right?
Yeah.
Because I when I came here with Ari, I was like, he likes to see crazy shit, and I was like, I looked up the Basso, and I was like, oh well, let's go see a thrash metal gig or something after this. But they had some emo DJ night or something that would have had like 16-year-old kids or something. Yeah. So I was like, oh, we're not going to go to that.
But it would be pretty wild, though. You know?
Dude, if he's ever back in Canberra, which, you know, I'm just stoked that he came here.
Yeah.
So for people watching, I went and seen Ari Shafir like last month, and Nick opened for him, so that was fucking cool because I didn't expect to see you. And I actually seen you first time when Canberra Comedy Club used to run out a Civic pub.
Oh, right, man.
So I was there with like, it was like 2018 or something. I think it was the first time I seen you there.
Yeah, right. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Still doing the same jokes?
Yeah, still doing the same jokes.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, I was better back then.
It's a slow way to
I wasn't. Yeah.
Dude, no, I think I think everyone that I follow has gotten better over the years. So yeah.
But there's a point where you start getting worse.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, you just haven't hit that yet.
Yeah.
And if you did, I wouldn't tell you. But
It's now. I've told
that's
you.
good. Wise words.
But yeah, anyway, if he's ever back in Canberra, man, there's so many great fucking metal gigs that go there. Yeah, dude.
Oh, I'm in.
And like Canberra used to be one of the early metal scenes. Like,
Yeah, there's a YouTube doco on on Amazon. Is it? Sorry, YouTube or Amazon.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was awesome. Canberra's metal scene.
Yeah, so
Was it good?
Yeah, in the 80s there was a band here called Armored Angel, and they basically kick-started the metal scene in Canberra, and then fucking disbanded. There's still original members here that I've had on the metal podcast that I do.
Because is 90% of cunts here just here for the politicians?
For sure.
Like,
It's all
that's
just
what it is?
public service jobs.
Public service jobs. So then, like, they'd have kids here who would be so fucking bored because there's, like, hence good skate parks and all shit like that. And do you reckon that's the main reason you got such a good metal scene? Is just something a little bit alternative because you're so fucking
You've got
bored?
such a gap. Because there's a bunch of uni kids here for the unis.
So
there's, like, old fucking public servants, military people, and fucking young kids. And that's how I like, sometimes when I'm doing the open mics and shit, you see fucking people coming in, you're like, oh good, it's more of a uni than old public service night.
Yeah, right.
So
Okay,
like
yeah.
I did one there on Tuesday, man, and there was just a couple of tables of uni kids. And fuck, man, I've just like, it was just so good to have so many of my younger references actually fucking slap. Like, it was just a good feeling. Fuck.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. No, because I just like, I guess where there's cement,
Yeah.
you know, where there's cement and it's cold,
Yeah,
you get good metal.
it's good metal
You know,
and good
you get,
skating.
like, good, good crazy
If you're
metal,
fucking
you know.
bored enough,
Yeah.
you fucking just have to find another field to be creative.
And I've always wanted to do it. Like my wife lived here for a bit when she was a kid.
Yeah.
In Canberra, and I'm like, oh, tell me about the metal. She's like, I don't know anything about
Yeah.
the metal scene, you know.
Oh, well,
Oh, really?
I'm
Yeah.
your fucking metal hookup. If you're ever in
Yeah,
town
dude.
with Ari or
Oh,
yourself, or you just want to come and watch a gig.
Yeah, no, man, awesome.
But yeah, the fucking... Oh, dude, I was going to open with a bit. I'm so glad that I didn't, but we can look at it in hindsight and dissect it. I was going to say I'm here with Pet Pake. No one's told you, but you just think that your name's Brett Blake because of the dyslexia.
Not even I got that. I was like, what?
Yeah, but I'm so glad I didn't. But like, how fucking like I've literally been sitting on that for like a week leading up to this to try and think.
pre-wrote it and
Yeah,
never
pre-wrote
used
it
it?
and never used it. But it's better to do it as the outside looking in than being in on that joke. Yeah.
I actually would have fucked the intro because I'd have been like, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about? And
yeah.
I would have been like,
Hey, there you go. The intro that never was.
Yeah.
That's the deleted scene, the cutting room floor. You
That's
can
the cutting
find
room
that
floor.
part of the podcast
The true
at a
fans-
local tip.
Yeah, 10 years from now, the
Yeah.
garbage tip will be there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of the shit that you said in the podcast that I listened to, dude,
Yeah.
fucking resonated with me so much because I also like have a ADHD and fucking I don't know if I'm dyslexic. I haven't been tested for it yet, but someone
A
said
metal guy who does comedy, who works in a bar, has ADHD.
yeah,
Far out,
it's
dude.
pretty
That's
weird.
crazy.
Oh, I've never seen this equation
And you got a
before.
podcast. Well, this is blowing my mind,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Tell me you're white without telling me.
Yeah,
you're white.
yeah.
But yeah, a lot of that shit fucking really resonated with me, man. So it was cool, and like I didn't have like a rougher sort of upbringing, like. But one thing I did have in common with you is like I know that like although all my mates were rough and shit, like my parents were still like. Sounded more like your upbringing as far as like no matter how rough it was that my mates were, they were still kind of like didn't let it go to the bad side of like,
Yeah.
you know, oh fuck him, he can sort himself out. Like they were still responsible for. I got a younger brother. He's definitely did more wild shit than me because I was like kind of the older fucking like set a good example one.
Yeah, the older ones are normally a bit more tame, except
Yeah.
for your example.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense.
my younger siblings look after me. Yeah.
Nice. Good shit.
Yeah, your brother, like, Christian's, like, so straight down the line, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't make any
I'm his
sense.
social director though. A lot of his friends he's met through me. So
Yeah, that's good, dude. It's a bit like when I first moved to Canberra. I was talking to my brother about all these like new friends that I've met and shit. When he came up, he kind of was like, "Oh, it's like when you like read a good book and then you watch a fucking books or a thing. They got words in them. They're like difficult sometimes to read, but like I listen
Nah,
to
not for me. Audiobooks, man.
yeah, no, I audiobook the fuck out of everything. I listened to Sam Tallant's book called Running the Light.
Oh, dude, I want to read that.
Yeah, I wanna
Dude,
do it
listen
as a
to
big
the
fan.
audiobook as like if you're into audiobooks, listen to that. I opened for Sam Tallant when he was here.
Oh, nice.
And he came out and fucking roasted me for 20 minutes of his set and me in the venue. And when you get there, it was at the Baso, and when we fucking get there, you'll know he opens by saying, Hey, how's everyone going? What's up with Marky? He fucking looks like he was conceived in a haunted hot rod. And
Fuck, he's good.
He's good.
Dude, he's so good.
he
Steve
I
in a
got to do-
haunted hot rod.
When he came to Melbourne, before he came to Canberra, I think Melbourne, Canberra, he
Yeah.
was his leg. I was lucky enough to have a week with him, and he's just the funniest guy
He's the
backstage.
funniest dude.
And he's just a genuine
yeah.
legend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
He-
and you
he's-
go, oh, he's too funny off stage, he won't be good on stage, and then he fucking destroys on stage, and you're like, well, good on ya.
Yeah.
You can have it all.
And his fucking latest special on YouTube is all the material from that tour. But I got to see it at the end. Like, he recorded it at the end of the tour once he'd tuned it all up.
Fuck yeah.
And he was riffing and fucking around with it here. But man, when I seen the final version on YouTube, fuck, he does a good job of like
he's
polishing
one of
it
the
all.
best. His travel show's real funny as well.
Oh, when he goes to Japan?
Yeah. It's really weird and cool.
Yeah. No, he's fucking...
just a cool dude.
He's just
annoying.
cool. Yeah.
It's so fucking... And the reason I got that is because I hit up Stanhope's manager to do a Canberra gig when he was in Australia, and he actually did it. So I opened for Stanhope, and then like fucking 3 months later, the same people were like, "Hey, we've got Sam Talent coming through. Do you want to host for that one as well?" I was like,
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
So like within 1 year, I did like Stanhope and Sam Talent.
What was Stanhope's rider?
Dude, Stanhope. So when he did his
He still goes hard.
So when he did his he was talking about it on Little Dum Dum Club. He was crook when he did the last Australian tour.
So he had half a litre of vodka?
No, so he he didn't really... He was off the darts and wasn't fucking drinking that much. I think the whole time he was there, he probably had about 4 drinks.
Really?
He was just sort of reserved, fucking like trying
Time's caught up.
Yeah, and like I'm sure he's made up for it, but yeah, he wasn't well when he did the last tour. You couldn't tell on stage, but before and after the gig, he was like, "Yeah, just a drink." Yeah, I was like, "Do you want anything else?" He's like, "No, just a fucking vodka cranberry." That's all he wanted.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Get the vitamins.
He talked about it. He said that it was like some weird fucking like lung thing. He got over it, but he it was like some fucking thing.
Yeah, it's this weird thing you have when you smoke 50 cigarettes a day. I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
His mum dying of fucking emphysema at 63, and then he's like basically just like he actually thought that was the end. He's like, oh well, fucking this was going to happen at some point, but he was fine.
When I went backstage with him, all he talked about was where he was going to get his clothes, where he was going to take his like op shop clothes that he bought. Like he goes, I'm going to do this with them. I'm going to sell them. I'm going to sell my next set of clothes. Sorry, I'm just going to leave them at the hotel. And I'm like, oh man, how long are you here for? He's like, 3 or 4 days. I'm like, cool. What are you going to do? You want me to tell you some good restaurants? And he goes, nah, I got the closest hotel I can to the airport. I can walk across to the McDonald's, and then I can smoke on the balcony.
Yeah, that's all he fucking wanted, man. One thing though, he didn't have this in his rider, but I'm a massive Stanhope fan, and I found a confectionery company that did like American stuff. So I heard that he hates when he comes to Australia because whenever he can't get his A1 sauce, which is a bit like HP sauce.
Yeah. Oh fuck. HP sauce.
Sucks.
What is it?
Dude,
sucks. What are you putting on there?
It's like Worcestershire and barbecue mixed.
Yeah, but no like flavour.
Yeah.
It's barbecue sauce minus a flavour.
It's like a sauce.
It's just like putting water on it.
Yeah,
it's like putting thick water on there.
I don't. The British are so fucked.
So yeah, I got anyway. Bottom line is I bought a fucking little bottle of A1 sauce. So because the Canberra was like the first or second date of the tour, so I like put that in the green room for him, and like he was stoked that like someone actually did that legwork, like just to know that was his favorite sauce, and they don't have it in Australia. So
that's so nice.
Yeah, well, he was fucking stoked. He's like looking at the tour manager, like, this means we're having steak tomorrow, because he like, Australia's got fucking great steaks. Now we can have it with his favourite sauce too. So
how much cum did you put in it?
Yeah, just enough to fuck his lungs.
So now when we go to the backstage at this club you work at, what have we got? We got pure cum. No fake bottles.
You got fucking cum in alcohol-free beer.
Yes. Is there alcohol?
You can't taste the difference. All right. Well, fuck, man, that flew by. We need to go for this fucking.
We do,
man.
I
have to keep an eye on the time. But I pretty much covered off. I didn't have any specific shit that I wanted to talk about. I just appreciate you boys being on the podcast.
No, thanks for having us. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Check out. I watch your special on YouTube, Brett. So
I've got a special on YouTube at the moment. It's called Go Hard or Go Home, and I've also got a podcast called The Work Hates Podcast. So get around that.
Fuck yeah, and yourself, Kappa?
I got a podcast called I forget the name of it.
Phone Hacks.
Phone Hacks.
Oh my God.
And I've also got a podcast called WTF.
Nice.
I'm Mark Maron.
You're Mark Maron.
I am actually him.
Okay.
No, I've got a special coming out soon called Hold Me Closer, Tiny Cancer. I don't know when it will come out. It could be a year. Could be tomorrow.
You got your free one, Pork Pals.
I got Pork Pals. Yeah. So
get it on you, Tyrant. And you boys have a podcast together as well.
No.
Oh, we don't have that one anymore.
No,
you don't have it
Oh,
anymore.
but we do have our series, our Wrong Way Round series. on YouTube.
Motorbike
Check that
series
out.
called The Wrong Way
It's
Around.
really good.
Shit. Okay, good stuff.
See you.
Hey, thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you.
All right,
Peace.
bye.
Buy me a drink. Just name names.
Yeah,
right. Big time. Look at fucking throwing out
The strip club with your floppy disk.
You got a big beard, dude. Shame for shit all day.
Me and my best friend, Marky Worthington.
Keep it simple. Count your money.
That they're not proud of.
Just give me $10.
Hey, right.
Click.
Did you hang up?
No, I just said click.